Khamzat Chimaev is catching major heat online after his latest ESPN interview where he called out Alex Pereira, saying Poatan is scared of him and running away. Fans didn't take kindly to the comments, especially considering Alex is actively pursuing a fight with Jon Jones at heavyweight, a matchup that's a much tougher stylistic clash than anything Chimaev could offer right now. Social media was quick to mock Khamzat's call-out, calling it out of touch and overconfident. Pereira, for his part, made his intentions clear. He wants his next fight at heavyweight and has no interest in defending his belt against Carlos Ulberg. His sights are set higher, either Jon Jones or the winner of Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. This comes after his dominant UFC 320 victory, where the Brazilian avenged his loss to Ankalaev with brutal ground and pound elbows. In his latest Instagram post, Pereira revealed that he hasn't stepped on the mat since his UFC 320 bout. Hinting at a lingering foot injury from the fight, Pereira assured fans that his recovery is on track and that he's aiming for a return in early 2026, keeping the hype alive for what might be one of the most ambitious multi-division runs in recent UFC history.
That's good fight for him, good fight for me. Everyone knows that UFC knows that, but UFC don't want to give this guy from me. So he said he can't fight with Duplessis. He accept the fight. But now he say like, oh, it comes out not good fight. Yeah, he's saying like he's more famous than me. That's why I'm using his name, bro. This guy, if I just say hi in my story in Instagram, I make more views on his fight. So I don't think so. This guy more famous than me. No. I don't think so. He wants that fight. He knows about it, and UFC know about it. So I can't say the things what UFC says to me, but it's gonna be not respect for Alex. Because everyone knows this guy is not my level, So yeah, he's a good striker, one of the best strikers. I give the respect for him. He has a knockout power and everything. Yeah, but brother, like ask whoever 99% in the world who's watching UFC, so they're gonna tell you who is gonna win.
President Trump just dropped some wild news at the Kennedy Center Honors Gala last night. He announced that the card will feature 8 or 9 championship fights. Yeah, you heard that right. More than double the UFC's all-time record of 3 title bouts on a single event, and all of this is happening while celebrating the United States' 250th birthday, mixing straight-up patriotism with high-stakes MMA action. But it's not just about the fights. There's a pre-event dinner with high-ranking government officials and international VIPs, all sitting cage-side with Trump and Dana White. Security has cut down the live crowd from Trump's original 25,000 estimate, but with the broadcast moving to Paramount in 2026, this is shaping up to be the most watched UFC card ever, and fans are already going nuts. Clips of Trump's comments are blowing up on Twitter, with everyone debating dream matchups, title possibilities, and what could be one of the most insane fight cards in UFC history. This one's going to be legendary. On the other hand, MMA outlets like MMA Junkie are reporting that the card won't be that stacked, noting in recent weeks that while it will feature big names, not all champions will be fighting.
UFC on June 14th. It's going to be June 14th next year. And they're building an arena. The great Dana White's building an arena. And they're going to have 8 or 9 championship fights, the biggest fights they've ever had. Everyone's a championship fight. And everyone's a legendary type of fight. He's actually holding back fights right now for 6 months so he can do it for this, the 250. I think 250 is going to be amazing. I think the arena is going to be 5,000 or 6,000 seats right in front of the front door of the White House, and 100,000 people in the back where they're putting up 8 or 10 very big screens. That's going to be an exciting night. So many people are asking for tickets, the UFC.
Ilia Topuria's name has been everywhere this week, all because of his escalating back and forth with Petr Yan. It all started when Yan spoke to Russian outlet Golos OV MMA after his win and was much harsher toward Merab than in any of his English interviews. He straight up said he broke Merab. Those comments blew up online and eventually landed right in front of El Matador. Topuria, who already has a history of beef with Yan, was actually set to face Petr back in 2018 when Ilia was just 21 in what would have been his UFC debut. The fight fell apart, with Petr ending up against Jin Soo Sun instead, but the heat between them never really died down. Now, Ilia has taken to Instagram Live to fire a warning at Yan, adding to the criticism he's faced from fans over the years for clashing with nearly everyone on the roster, from Bilal Muhammad all the way to Cody Garbrandt, and Dana White has officially weighed in. When asked about the Topuria-Yan drama, Dana brushed it off completely. He went off on people making a big deal out of Ilia's comments, reminding everyone that this is the UFC, not a tea party. Fighters talk, they go at each other, emotions run high, rivalries flare up. It happens every week.
First of all, it had nothing to do, a guy who had nothing to do with the fight. he wasn't involved in the fight. But that's the fight business. That's sports. There's trash talking in every sport. You know, they do it in the NBA, they do it in the NFL, they do it in baseball. It's part of the game. It's just, you know, that's never going to change here. You're never gonna tell somebody what they can or can't say. That's never going to change.
Merab's coach, John Wood, finally addressed the backlash over what he told Merab in between rounds during his last fight. Fans and pundits slammed him for telling him he was winning, even though he was clearly behind on the scorecards. In a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, Wood owned up to the mistake, admitting he genuinely believed Merab had won the early rounds at the time. Many fans believe that the miscommunication could have influenced how Dvalishvili approached the later rounds. Meanwhile, former champ Sean O'Malley weighed in with his own thoughts on the situation. He seems convinced the UFC won't rebook Merab versus Petr Yan, arguing that Peter clearly dominated in the last fight. For Sean, this is super convenient. His path to reclaiming a belt hinges on Merab not being champion. O'Malley has already beaten the current champ, Petr Yan, in what was a razor-close fight, though many fans and analysts thought Yan edged it. The UFC will most likely book an immediate rematch as the Georgian came in with an insane winning streak, almost tying Anderson Silva's longest title reign. Looking ahead, Umar Nurmagomedov is set to face Figueiredo for the next title shot once Yan and Merab settle their rematch in 2026. This matchup has already generated buzz, as Umar is considered one of the slickest and most composed fighters in the division, capable of mixing grappling and striking at an elite level.
Yeah, I thought that Merab was the busier, doing more, pressing, but looking at it now, Peter had the bigger moments. He was landing the bigger strikes, getting the bigger reactions, and, you know, doing the damage. The bleed, you know, there was the blood always plays into a lot of stuff, and you don't know how that's going to go. But, you know, from everything that, you know, that I've said, a lot of people thought, you know, that was the wrong call. And in the moment, you know, again, I think we all thought that we were pressing the action. You know, that's something I got to go back and look at. And something, if I, you know, like I said, if I made mistakes, and it's something I definitely need to fix in making sure that doesn't happen. And I'm looking at it objectively. But, you know, at that moment, I felt in the corner, we all felt that we were up those first couple of, it's just one of those things sometimes in the heat of the moment, and, you know, perspectives, they really do, the optics of things really do play heavily in how fights are judged.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.